America is indoctrinated to follow the whims of cis white males. We can act like that's not the case, but the reality is right in front of us right now as a result of the 2024 election. And it proved itself even further back in 2016 because there is nothing that makes sense as to how someone, Donald Trump, who has proven himself to be a racist, a xenophobe, a misogynist, and now a convicted felon, among so many other negatives, why was he chosen to be president of the United States by the majority? Versus back in 2016, where it was a smart white female of integrity, and now go to 2024 versus someone who's another smart woman of integrity, but this one is of color. So you had him put against two females who can easily outdo him in all qualifications, especially with their years of service in government. The majority of the country was dumb enough to choose, or mentally unstable enough to choose Donald Trump. And yes, I said dumb and mentally unstable. Let me go further into about indoctrination. Because, like I said, this country has been indoctrinating people to follow the whims of cisgendered white males for centuries. But the reality is, so that means from birth we're kind of indoctrinated into this. However, what makes you dumb enough to vote for him and mentally unstable enough to vote for him is because at some point you need to break free from that indoctrination, because of the fact that as you get older and get into adulthood, you are supposed to be observant enough of the world around you to realize all those indoctrinations and all those things that certain cis white males tell you, like Donald Trump, are not coming to fruition. You are dealing with a con artist. And the fact that this country has not woken up to that, so many in this country have not woken up to that fact, is very problematic. And I get real disappointed when I look on news shows that say they don't try to explain away as to how he got voted in. They do not say what I just said to you from the very beginning of this video. Why is that? Because it's cisgendered white males holding the purse strings of the paychecks that they're getting. And the reality is, no one wants to admit to the problem is, your typical white male does not want to admit to, white person in general does not want to admit to the fact that these issues, that this indoctrination has been going on for centuries, and they've taken it in, and now they're living by it, and they themselves are a product of it. They don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit to the fact that their privilege now has to be questioned, and that they need to do a search within because of privilege that tends to make them not want to do, that makes them feel that they're too good to do that search within to remedy the situation. So unfortunately, this is going to be something that we go through over and over again until this country is ready to admit that it is taught to follow the whims of cisgender white males, and that it's time for that to stop and start using some common sense. Now, to my LGBTQ plus people, I it really disturbs me to see some of you talking about how much you hate Trump, when the reality is the gay standards are based in a lot of the same warped mindset as Trump. Because whether it's gay media, gay nightlife, gay porn, whatever, so many sectors of the gay community are run by cis white males, so that indoctrination once again shows itself, and they wind up where it winds up being that you will take the rantings of a cis white male who is a substance abuser, who is a pedophile, who is a con artist conning sex workers and nightlife performers out of their money, because I've always said colorism is taking the place of racism today. So you will take the advice of a white or light person, who, as long as you got that white or light skinned face in front of you, you will take their word of it, no matter how stupid it is of what they're saying, how stupid and blatantly and obviously wrong that what they're saying. You will take their word over the word of a medium to dark complexion person who is obviously showing themselves to be intelligent and honest and substance free. You will disregard them over that doped up white or light person. So you're doing no better for your community than this country has done for our society. So I get quite offended because it's the hypocrisy that is throughout our society that has allowed this to go on, and why the idea of someone saying, oh, how did this happen? Look at your lives. This goes, and this part goes for, the gay community and the community in the American society in general. Look at your lives. Look how much hypocrisy you are living by. You are living by who you choose as a mate, what kind of job you choose, what kind of job you call a good job. All of that falls into the same materialistic idiocy from the likes of a Donald Trump. We need to get out of this whole thing where we keep putting cis white males on this pedestal. I mean, that's why there are people who come from other countries looking for cis white males to make their husband. I mean, heck, look at the first and second lady. They got indoctrinated with that same mindset. That's why they married the walking cesspools that they married. So we need to start doing better, and we need to start taking a stand and being very, very vocal. And we need to start being very vocal about the fact that about remedying this situation, and about calling out the problem so we can remedy the situation. And so until then, best I can say is that stay alert, try to stay aware, and if you find that you're one of the people who have lived the way that I'm saying, I think it's a time for you to take a step back and do some real soul searching for yourselves. So until next time, take care.